In this video, we're going to talk about React props, which is a core fundamental piece of learning React. If you are liking these videos and you like this channel, please like and subscribe. I have tons of other videos all about React core principles and tons of JavaScript videos because really, if you're learning React, the place you should start is learning JavaScript. Let's get into React props. We just have a simple V app. On the left, we have our code, and on the right, we have our browser. We have these 4 images of my dog, Evie, and yes, she is named after the Pokemon. They all are following a similar pattern with this div outlining it, and then an image tag, and then another div with whatever this title is. We could break this down into a component. We're going to call this component DisplayImage.jsx. Go over here, copy this block, and then I'm going to say const DisplayImage equals export default display image. Component that we've created is great, but the problem with this component is that we have EV1, which is this one image, and then EV outside that will display as the text. If we go back over here into app.js, these blocks of code all have their own individual attributes that need to be passed down into this component. We're going to solve this by using props. We'll import display image from component/display-image. So I'm just going to render this like a regular component. So I'll put display image. We're going to see another version of EV outside, but for now, I'll just comment that out. What we want to do is pass down this source attribute and then this title name. Similar to how we passed down HTML attributes in the previous video when we talked all about JSX, props are just passing down a camel case attribute into another component. Anything that you can imagine in JavaScript, any of those types, all can be passed down as props. That includes strings, numbers, arrays, objects, functions, anything. Anything that's valid JavaScript, of course. Can't pass down your couch unless it's a string of couch. What we're going to want to be passing down is source, EV1, and then title equals EV outside. So we're passing down these into display image. However, display image is not accepting these props just yet. Every single component has access to the props object. If I type in the word props, I'm going to open up my console in my browser, and I'm going to console.log this props object. We have source and title, which are the 2 props that we've passed down in this app.jsx file. If I go over here and I actually replace this source with props.source, I can replace this alt tag and also this title text with props.title. Now we have a component that's able to be reused for all of those blocks of code. I'm going to go back over to this app.jsx file and get rid of this. I'll just copy and paste this 3 times. And I'll copy and paste EV2, EV3, EV4, and then I'll copy and paste EV as cat, the circle of EV, which is very funny. One time EV actually just jumped in this hula hoop when I was cleaning, and she laid there for a long time. She is the light of my life. You can see on the right side, it's outputting the exact same way as it was when we were using all of those individual div tags. This is so much cleaner to look at, and now we can reuse this component anywhere we want. Last thing I'll show you is the ability to pass down functions as props. We'll add a component calling it button.jsx. Import button from /component/button. We'll have 2 props in this button. The first one will be button title, and the second one will be our onClick function. So I'll pass down button. I'll just call it title equals click if EV is cute. And then I'll pass down an onClick function. I'm just going to make this easier to see. And in our onClick function, all we're going to do is pass down an alert, and it's going to say EV is cute. If we go into this button component, I'm going to call it const button equals returning a button. Also, I'm going to do export default button. You can actually destructure an object by putting in these curly braces. And since our object is just an object of title and onClick, we can destructure by saying title, comma, onClick, and now we'll have access to those attributes. So if I go into here, I'm going to be writing out title, button title, and then I'm going to write in here onClick equals onClick, which is just saying the onClick for this button is the prop that we passed down for onClick. If I click this, click if EV is cute, it'll pop up that alert. The next video will be all about passing down children as props. And it might be either coming up next, depending on when you're watching this, or coming out next week. So definitely stay tuned.